now. Wasn't ready for the harsh denial I faced. She left me flat, lying on my back to see. Cry on, don't cry me. Cry on, don't cry me. So the cry on, don't cry me. Oh yeah. Cry on, don't cry me. Flash ahead to a crowded room. Dancing movies in the smell of familiar perfume. And now you caught each other's eye. So the teardrops came to my surprise. She crawled down on her hands and to please. Ain't no tissue paper. Cry on, don't cry me. Cry on, don't cry me. So the cry on, don't cry me. Oh yeah. Woo! She left me lying on my back to see nothing but blue sky. Cry on, don't cry me. Oh no. Cry on, don't cry me. So the cry on, baby. Don't cry me. Oh no no. Cry on, don't cry me. Cry on, don't cry me. Oh yeah yeah. Don't cry me. Oh no no no.
Okay, this is Jimmy Jive, and you're listening to Motor City Rock Talk. Today, my guest is a guitarist in a band that's been playing around for quite a number of years. The first album or first CD, whichever it would be, let's just call it the first release, came out in 2014, probably together a little bit before that. We'll get into that a bit. The band is called the Beggars, and today my guest is the guitarist for that band, Mr. Mike Latcha. Hey, Mike, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, my pleasure, man. All right, let's start out with a little background on yourself. Basically, where you grew up, what you grew up maybe in your family listening to, and what drew you to playing guitar maybe later on as far as some of the influences.
Yeah, totally. I grew up in Redford, which is right next to Detroit, like by, Joey and Telegraph. So I went to school at St. Gemma for kindergarten, and then went over to St. Valentine in Redford. You know, I actually started playing music probably around then, like when I was 10 years old. Like I was, played clarinet and band, but never really excelled at it. Didn't really, I would get in trouble for like skipping practice because it was, during recess time.
I get you.
And then for high school, I went to UAD Jesuit in Detroit, and then went to Oakland University from there. And Oakland is where I kind of we had this tuition hookup back then because my dad worked there. So I really didn't have to worry about paying for it at first.
That's cool.
So I totally didn't do any, I just took classes that were kind of cool, and I just did it because it just, because it was the thing to do. I was supposed to do that,
so you
go to college.
You didn't go in there with a degree in mind or a field in mind is what you're saying.
No, I was undecided for 4 years.
Okay.
And instead I was working at the mall and playing in band.
There you go. Been there, done that. I know what you mean, buddy.
Yeah. So that's kind of like a fast forward through all that. I got into music probably around, and really at the end of grade school. I'd probably say 6th, 7th grade. I started listening to a lot of I think the station was either K-Rock or Z-Rock. It was 97.1 or I don't know. It was one of those. It doesn't exist anymore. That radio station and the Riff, and then 89X. But we used to just sit around and listen to the radio, play video game. And we'd call into the radio stations trying to request songs all the time.
Sure. What was some of the bands, though, that you were into at that time that, like I said, would have led you to create maybe the style that you play as far as now? What kind of bands were you into then?
when I was probably like 5 or so, I saw the Blues Brothers, and like
cool.
that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a blues brother or like in that band. I just like thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I grew up like really like a lot of it listening to like that soundtrack. So a lot of like, you know, stuff came from that, like the Stax and Motown.
Yeah.
Then probably like I've always just been into like, I guess like wild like music and sounds. So when I was then maybe a little bit, yeah, when I got into probably 6th grade, I was really into like Ozzy. Like Ozzy was my favorite.
You and all the rest of us.
Yeah, so it was like, yeah, Ozzy, Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard.
Pretty much all the standard classic rock and metal kind of stuff. Were you into the alternative scene as far as that?
So from there I started getting, I think it was like Guns N' Roses, and then I started getting more into like maybe the modern stuff. So I think I found out about like Rage Against the Machine, and then there was a bunch of like the new metal scene came out, and I like liked it but wasn't that into it. But I was really just listening to anything I could grab on. So there was like a moment where it was like that new metal stuff that was coming. I was listening to that, and then I would like bounce over to hip hop for a while, and I got really into like especially East Coast hip hop, like probably like 90s, early 90s East Coast hip hop.
Is there a specific guitar player, being that you're a guitarist, that would have been an influence on you as far as that? Or did you pretty much, you know, influenced by a lot of different guitar players?
It was like Randy Rhoads and Jimmy Page.
Two of the best.
Like those were the two. And that's actually kind of, I always had like a little like bug in my ear about learning classical guitar was because of Randy Rhoads.
Yeah, a lot of people did that because of him.
Yeah, so I did eventually get a degree in classical guitar from Oakland University.
Wow,
getting back there. So
now, what kind of degree is that? I mean, was that like a 4-year degree, 2-year degree? I mean, how did it work as far as that?
It was a 4-year degree.
Wow.
So it was a bachelor's in music and guitar performance. I think I'm either the first or second. I think I'm the first official one to graduate from Oakland University with that like specific degree.
Had you used that background in that and like performed with any symphonies or any classical like groups of any kind?
Well, I guess the only really thing I've done like that I'll like really play it for usually is like weddings.
Okay, well, yeah, for that.
But I haven't done anything with like any like maybe like professional or semi-professional stuff since college probably.
But I mean, if you got that degree, you obviously can read music. You know, a lot of guitarists can't. And reading classical music, you know, and performing it, that's no easy feat. That's a hell of an accomplishment. And to be able to have that kind of in your satchel or in your quiver, so to speak, to whatever you're doing as far as, you know, your bands or whatever, is a great thing because it just adds another dimension as far as that. So anyway, let's jump a little bit forward. Were you in any other band? I'm sure you were. What bands would you have been in before you got into the Beggars?
Well, the first like band, I guess, would be, or I mean, you know, like gigging, like band that was doing stuff would be Freer. I joined that band when I was 19. We were together for 3 years, but that's actually, I met the Beggars opening up for them in that band, Freer. And Freer was like kind of this pop rock. We had like a mix of like punk and singer-songwriter stuff. It was a very like eclectic band. But we got on the radio a couple times. We were traveling out to New York, gigging out there a lot. We had management in Chicago. We went on tour with the Von Bondies. So that was early on, you know, like right after high school for me was that band.
That sounds like a hell of a band.
Kind of like, it was the shooting star. It was like, lasted for 3 years and then it was done. And so that's why I decided to get a degree in classical guitar.
Right.
So I was like, well, I've got these credits that I can use towards this. And like, I just wanted to know if I could, I wanted to take a couple classes in like the music theory stuff. And they wouldn't let me unless I was in the department.
You know how it goes. Probably not, but act like you know it. We played this at the Tater Tot Festival. We had 72% participation. Let's go for 73% participation here today. It's Pig and Whiskey, way better than the Tater Tot Festival in Taylor, Michigan, right? You can dance, people. I'm not gonna start singing until I see a little more dancing. That's good. That's good. That's good. Frank's real good. That's good. Jenna, what's happening, Jenna? You can do so you don't get burned. The flames, here I am. Stop. Drop. Rock. Rock and roll. It's on its way. With the hose, the dog, and the Latcha to save the day. The flames, here I am. Stop. Drop. Rock. Rock and roll. Rock and roll, baby! You don't get burned. Stop, drop, rock and roll. Dance to the heat up, stop, baby. Drop, rock and roll. Oh yeah. Stop, drop, rock and roll. Come on. When you're on fire, rock, rock and roll. So you don't get burned. Rock, rock and roll. Yeah, so you know that people say, rock, yeah. Stop, rock, yeah. Stop, rock and roll. Oh yeah. Stop, rock and roll. Stop, rock and roll. Stop, rock and roll. Yeah.
about 2014, I started subbing. Like there was a guy, Johnny Wilkins, and I think they already brought in this other guitar player, Krez. So Chris Krez comes in, and then they did that album together. I think they were together for about another year. And then Krez left the band. Marco came in the band. And then about 2016, Marco needed some subbing. I came in, subbed with him, and then like we were all talking about bringing 2 guitar players in. So then it was me and Marco.
Yeah, I'd seen some video of that. Yeah.
And then that lasted for a couple years, I want to say, until Marco left the band.
Okay. So the band right now is basically a 4-piece: guitar, bass, vocals, and drums, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I see that you guys recently did a single. Are you in the works of doing anything as far as a full-length album? Is that down the line, or are you just working on gigging and trying to make a few bucks?
Well, it's all the above, really. Yes, we've got a couple songs queued up, ready to release. I don't have a date to give anybody, but we do have a couple more singles we're going to come out with. And then, yeah, the plan is to have probably an album, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're slowly working at it, and, you know.
Just plodding along. Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
Now, where is the band based out of? Is it based out of Detroit? Where is it like that you guys rehearse, or your home base, more or less, of the band? What area?
The west side of Detroit.
West side, okay.
96 and Outer Drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's still considered west side. I get you. Because so many of the bands I interview, they're all east side.
I'm on the last block before it turns like that you can get over in this neighborhood before like it ends up being Redford.
But I mean, is everyone in the band in this area too, or is that just, do they rehearse at your place?
Most of them are over. I want to say Jim just moved. I think he's over on the east side though. And then they've mostly lived in the Ferndale area.
That's east side typically. The reason I was asking, I saw a number of the bars you guys have played at, and a lot of it's east side. You know, that seems to be where the scene is now. Have you guys?
Yeah, or Hamtramck.
Really. Yeah, I more or less consider Hamtramck east side, at least from where I am. I know it's not really totally officially, but Hamtramck east side, to me, that connects together. Have you guys ever played, let's say, at the Token Lounge?
I think we have. We played, the Beggars love to and play a bunch of gigs like outside of the Metro Detroit area too. Like some of our, like Keel Harbor, we had a bunch of gigs in at one point. Cool. It was great. They used to play Bullfrogs, that was over on
Telegraph, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cool club.
Right now there's like Parts and Labor. I don't know if the Beggars have played at that, but we've done, Ann Arbor.
Go anywhere that you can get a gig, basically. That seems to be right.
We were doing a lot of, what were those, like the Rib Fest or the Red, White, and Blue, like a lot of those neighborhood festivals.
One other place I'll ask is, I've been asking a lot of people because it's a really cool place. Road Rangers in Taylor. Have you played there? Yes, I believe so. That is such a great bar. It's such a great setup for the stage, the lights, the guy running sound. I go see bands there all the time. Of course, at the Token Lounge because I live a mile away. But I'm just saying, I always tell bands, if you haven't played at Road Rangers, go in there. I don't know what the pay is like, or if they the door or whatever it is, but the guy will actually record the band live for $20. That's sweet. $20, and he's going to give you a board recording. Who else is doing that? No one else is doing that. Totally. He'll also videotape you for $20, and you're on a stage. Yeah, it's not multi-camera or anything, but you could use that as a tool to get other gigs somewhere, even out of state. Good promotion stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I'm not working for them. They're not paying me to say this. I'm actually just a fan of the place. Okay, well, we're going to pretty much end this now, and I'm going to end it by saying I'm going to be talking to Mike again down the line for his other band, or one of his other bands. He might be in more than one, called Sonic Smut. Very interesting 3-piece band. He's on the guitar, he's got a keyboard player and a drummer. Just really wild, crazy shit. So we're going to be talking to him again about that. But right now, we're just going to end this. Well, anyway, like I said, Mike, I'll let you go. I'll be in touch with you again. on the Sonic Smut Band and stuff. I really look forward to speaking to you. It was great talking to you today. What I've seen of you guys in the videos and the music I've heard on Spotify, good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Keep it up.
Thank you.
And I know you must be pretty busy, being in 2 bands. Like I said, folks, this Sonic Smut Band is no walk in the park either. Majorly accomplished music. Just really crazy stuff, but good crazy. So anyway, there again, Mike, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you talking to me today. And we'll talk
Thank you.
again.
Yeah. Thanks yeah.
We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
For sure, dude.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Tell me what to do. All about me.
That was Mike Latcha, guitar player from Detroit Metropolitan band The Beggars. Like he said we said at the end of that, he's also in a band called Sonic Smut, who will be on my show down the line. Really crazy band. But getting back to the Beggars, really cool. Pretty much straight ahead rock, a little bit of punk in there. But I noticed some of the stuff I heard. I'm like, now that he mentions that he plays classical guitar, you can hear a bit of that in there. It's not overboard, but it's in there. You can tell that this guy's not just another rock guitarist, let's say. He's pretty damn accomplished from that. Hey, is that old stereo of yours giving you the blues? Well, maybe the receiver has a blown channel, or the turntable just doesn't work right. Well, you need to visit my friends at 7 Grand Audio. They've been in business for over 40 years, located at 25692 7 Mile Road. The owner, Dash, and his assistant, Harry, can fix just about anything. Receivers, tape decks, turntables, EQs, power amps, and yes, guitar and bass amps. The phone number over there is 313-533-3635. They're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6. Check them out and tell them Jimmy sent you. Anyway, with that being said, like I always say, keep rocking.